right. Welcome everybody to the Snapping All In podcast. I am Baby Mario, joined as always by someone here ago. And today we have the immense opportunity of being joined by a guest, and that is Pixie Chef. Pixie Chef, how are you doing? Welcome to the podcast.
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we're super happy to have him on. Yep.
3 episodes in and we already have a guest. Look how high we've gone so far.
Oh my God,
I'm
we're
so
insane,
famous. It's great.
We're so famous. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. And so today, we're actually a little bit more professional than we usually are, and we have a presentation. It's insane, right? So a little applause in the background for us if possible.
The visual quality of our episodes
really,
just keep on going higher.
Just little by little, we're gonna keep going up. Yeah. And so today we're gonna talk about the Jim Hammond, the card that was released this last week, the 2 cards releasing next week, the upcoming event, Deadpool's Diner, and then to finish off the episode, we have a surprise segment from our guests, which we are very excited to hear about.
Yeah, this will be fun. I don't even know how we'll talk about it. I'll try and keep it comprehensive.
Flow, you know.
You get it with the flow, exactly, and so I guess we'll start off right now. Jim Hammond, he sucks. No, he doesn't. So we're gonna keep going into the rock rating that we used last week, that we introduced last week, which was how many rocks does the card, Jim Hammond in this case, need to shuffle into your deck or your opponent's to be fair. I'll go first with my rating. I'll hand it over to someone, and then we'll ask Pixie Chef about his rating. You guys heard about my thoughts about Jim Hammond last week, so I don't really need to reiterate how I feel about this card. But as a card, thinking about where the archetype fits in, I feel like it's a very high rolly card. Like if you get him down on curve, you have like good setups with Luna Snow, with Hope Summers, with a fallen one on turn 5, which is a big fallen one. This could very easily be a 120 card, which is huge. It's a very big card. But at the same time, I feel like there's so much setup that goes into setting up this card. That even though the payoff is worth it, at the end of the day, like Killmonger still exists, even if he is like in his nerf state, And I just obviously like the investment and the return that you're getting. It requires so many different high rolls for this card to even be, I guess you could say, good, honestly. So my official rating is that he's a -1. So in other words, he needs to be a shuffle a rock into your opponent's deck. Yes.
Yeah, I have very similar thoughts, and I think we'll all pretty much agree on this, that Jim Hammond, he's a very niche card at best, right? The decks he goes in, there's like the best one I think is the Fallen One deck. If you what's it called, Silver Surfer First Steps into Shuri into like Fallen One, then yeah, your Jim Hammond is gonna be like second Sunspot in that deck. But in any other scenario, there's like it's a very awkward card, right? If you don't play him on 1, it's kind of hard to fit in your curve because you want to be ramping out big things later. If you're doing like any extra energy stuff, it's weird. I'm not very fond of him. The third iteration of Human Torch, not I don't think the. Also, why do we keep on getting Human Torches? What's up with that?
Okay, technically he's the first Human Torch, and he is like an android, like the first Human Torch to be created.
Is that like comic accurate lore?
Yeah, it's like a lore accurate. He's literally the first Human Torch, but it's funny because they like produced him last.
Yeah, I mean we got Frank before Jim Hammond. But yes, I agree with Mario that the rating on the rock scale would be -1. I would only play him if he was a Korg, even like unless you're playing specifically like Fallen One or like I guess Erishim, like. But yeah, -1 on the rock scale. What about you, Pixie Chef?
I mean, he does have some good like solid card synergies on their own. Like Luna is like just a good ramp card. And so with Luna, he's a free 1+1 power for each turn after that, unless he gets destroyed early. But if you break it down, I feel like he's just too niche to be like a great card. He's kind of like Sunspot, where it's like, oh, I have these cards in my deck, I might as well slot him in. Like I have Fallen One, I should add Jim Hammond, or I have Shield, I should add Sunspot. But I feel like he can pop off, of course, but I think he's just a little too niche to be like an amazing card, you know. But I think he's very good in the decks that he's supposed to be put in, and I would also give him a -1 just because of the pop off potential with like quadruple fallen one. But other than that, he's really just kind of like a card that you can definitely skip. You won't miss him if you like miss him, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're all in agreement about this, and that's actually really funny. But yes, so after Jim Hammond, we will be talking about the patch.
Ooh, I like this patch.
It was a very interesting patch. So before we get into what is probably the storyline for most people, I want to talk about, I guess, the side stuff that I think was a very good changes as well. They added a returning player calendar, which is now 28 days. They have multiple different packs in there, like packs for Series 3, Series 4, Series 5. So I think that's a great add to that, because for a while you'd been seeing multiple complaints about the returning player bonuses. It just wasn't doing it. They also have returning player bundles, which come in at a discounted at a discounted cent. So we haven't seen what these bundles look like, so we can't give an opinion about what their value is, but they're probably good value because they are returning player bundles. Returning players also get a season pass discount for their first season pass discount, and I think it's a first purchase discount as well. I think they get a 25% discount, which is a very, very cool idea. I'm very glad they're doing this.
Puts it to like what, also, $7 or something?
I think it does. I think it goes
season pass is $11.
10.
Well, season pass is like 10 or something, so it puts it around 7.
7 or 8.
Point, like $7.50.
I mean, you'll definitely take
really
$3 off. So
yeah,
you'll definitely take that. And they also have a bonus challenge, which people haven't really picked up a whole lot on, which is basically as you do daily missions that they give you, there's 2 every reset. It adds to a bonus challenge, which I think it's around like 55 or so missions that it gets redeemed at the end of the month, and it's a pretty decent reward. So I imagine we're all pretty happy about that, although none of us are returning players. And a quick disclaimer as well. These returning player bonuses only happen if you've been gone from the game for 2 months. So don't try to leave the game for a month and come back. It's gonna do nothing, Like, you can leave the game short for like different reasons, but like it's meant for players that haven't played in a long time, And I think most games have this. You get more progression by playing the game naturally than just waiting those 2 months. Okay. Yeah, and so do either of you guys have any thoughts about these different changes that they've done?
I heard that Guest had a good theory that the returning player bundles were the bundles that they accidentally produced. Those $50 like Series 5 pack bundles. I feel like that's what they were supposed to be giving to the new players or returning players, and they just accidentally released it a bit early, which was a
side that does make sense.
Made sense.
Like, I mean, the returning. Okay, the first thing I thought of when I like saw all of this is, why wasn't this like a bigger deal from like Second Dinner? Why didn't they produce like a main channel video? Like, what? Why do you have to like know like the patch to like find out about this though?
Yeah, I feel it was just like a Discord post and they kind of went away with it. I feel like if they maybe they posted something on social media that we didn't notice, but I feel like they could have been a little bit more dang, what's the word? They could have been more like vocal about it.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with a change this big that impacts so many different players, and it's more of an incentive now to bring back old like the players that left due to different controversies. You think about the Kid Omega controversy, and you can get these players back by giving them these things and showing them like, look, the game is in a better state. Like we'll talk about Deadpool's Iron in a second, and why I think it's probably one of the best events they've done in quite a while. But I think that they should have marketed this like you guys are saying, marketed a lot better, so that these older players that left because of due to different reasons an incentive to come back, But now we get into what is the highlight of the patch for many people, and this is the Kang Rework, the long-awaited Kang Rework. Someone go ahead and take this one over. I do not have Kang, so I can't really give that much of an opinion about it.
Yeah. Okay. So Kang went from 5-0 on reveal. Look at your opponent's we look at what your opponent did and then restart the turn into now a 3/4 game start. Replace this with 4 Kangs with text from random cards that cost 3 or more. So this is like an entirely new card. I think I predicted a Kang rework in the OTA, and when that didn't happen, I was like, oh man, they're probably still working on it. And then lo and behold, look at my my surprise was immeasurable when I saw the patch, and then they released this. So they completely reworked the card into something different, right? They've gotten rid of restarting the turn. I guess they didn't like that it extended the game. I don't know. That effect is gone from Marvel Snap. What this is now, this is like miniature Airshim, I guess. You get the RNG and of having random cards in your deck, but those random cards are always going to be a 3/4, and there's like a little baseline there. You're not getting like the upside of the extra energy of Airshim, right? Which is why you would play Airshim, but you do get a bunch of like potentially beneficial effects. Like this, like cards that cost 3 or more, you could get like you could get Galactus Kang, or you could get Gore Kang, or you could get even Sarah. Like there's so many good like targets to hit with like with Kang. I will say another note. The Kangs that you're getting, they're all gonna be variants. That's just a little bit of an upside there as well. You get to see.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I mean, it kind of like it kind of sucks that you can't like click on the Kang and then see the original one from like which variant you actually own.
Yeah.
But the splits are really all that matters for creating cards anyway. I was really excited for this card when it released. I'm sad that I don't own it. Like he's my next to buy list for sure, because I like RNG cards like I guess Pixie, and Nightmare is really fun. I enjoyed Airshim for a bit. I got to top 100 with that, and then I like lost it the game after. That was like when the month that Airshim came out. But it's so odd to see Kang with power now.
I know, right?
It's kind of jarring that they like finally. It's been 2 years since they released this card, and I'm excited to get this card and try it out.
I don't think he works with Pixie though, right? Because all the
No, he doesn't work with Pixie because Pixie only works with cards that start in your deck. If he worked with created cards, I would be a Thanos main. Like Pixie Thanos would be so real.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
So I guess I can give my like small thoughts on this card. I think it's a cool change. I'm glad that they made this change. Kang was basically unplayable before, unless you were Jay Warlock, who absolutely adored the card. But
C0?
C0 was a thing for a little bit, and
no, it was never a thing.
Yeah, died out. Yeah, they buffed all the cards. We lost C0.
Yeah, we lost C0 pretty quickly. But I think this change for Kang was good for not only the card itself, but for different reasons as well. I think it just gives people more to do with the game as well, because like many people loved Kang before, and now they love him even more because of this change. Because it's a fun card now. Like you got these high rolls of Galactus, of Gore, of an Alioth, of a Sarah. And I think that's insane. Kang is, I think, a very competitive card right now. I don't think he's like best card in like any kind of situation, but I think he's definitely a competitive card.
I think he'll see quite some play in the next GG. I'm gonna be honest. Sure. Like I feel like he's for sure gonna be in the top 16. Like I'm calling it right now. That's my prediction for GG, that they're gonna have a top 16 Kane deck. And
100%.
I don't want him to be that good, but he's gonna be.
Do you think he'll replace Airshim in that sort of role as like the hidden information card? Or do you think people will still play Airshim as well as Kang?
I think people will still play Airshim because it's still just like more RNG, more fun. Plus they get like extra energy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Kang is like ethical Airshim.
Ethical Airshim.
It's still extremely strong, but like, yeah, dude, it looks like such a good card. I don't know, the asymmetric like information that you have is just so scary. If somebody is playing Kang and they snap me, I might be leaving almost every time, unless I'm like, oh, I can put down 40 power right now. Um,
Yeah.
but if I can, I'm usually dipping because they probably have something that wins the game for them.
Yeah, it's like that. I think that Kang is definitely going to be a very good tournament card. I don't know about ladder. We'll talk about that in a second. I think because of the asymmetrical information, it was the main reason why Airshim was so good in tournaments is because you have no idea what your opponent has. Like if you're playing move, they could have Kingpin, they could have Scream, like out of literally nowhere, and you can lose those matches very easily, you know. And it's just like. I think that Kang gives like Pixie was saying, so much asymmetrical information is added to the game, and it's super scary going against a Kang player because they can have literally anything. So definitely very very cool change. I wonder. I don't think he's too strong because in ladder, you know, there's chances he rolls into Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, like these cards that aren't going to do much for you. And like not every roll is a high roll. Like he has these rolls that like Hercules doesn't do anything.
The
It's like
Infinite.
the Infinite does nothing. It's literally useless. So there are high rolls, there are mid rolls, and there are low rolls, like with any RNG card. But I think overall it's a very good card right now. I don't know about in ladder. I think it's gonna be more of a tournament card like Airshim was. You know, definitely.
Yeah, it'll probably be more of a tournament card, but like for the ladder cards, I don't know. I think it'll also definitely see play in ladder, just because like your snap cube equity is just really strong as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's not that much of a difference between ladder and conquest. It's more like how you play the game as opposed to like meta game stuff. I don't know. I'm not gonna dive into that. But what would you rate this on?
Less is more in conquest, and then in ladder it's really just matchups, draws.
What would you rate this on the rock scale, Pixie?
Oof, I would say -3. Wait, are we going to 5? Is that like it? Is it like from the -5 to the 5 range?
It's from like the current range we're using is from -2 to 2, right? Positive numbers
okay.
means he shuffled rock into your deck. Negative numbers means he shuffled rocks into your opponent's deck.
Yeah. I not -3. My fault. I would say 2. I would say shuffle 2 rocks in your deck. This card seems. Then I'll say 1. I think 2 is. It's kind of close. I would say 1.
Deck thinning. Your not thinning. What's the opposite of deck thinning? Deck thickening.
I'm a believer in Kang. I think he has potential. You know, there's definitely ways you can build around him. I'm trying to figure out how to make a unique build around this, and just like, oh yeah, E-Tree Quinjet, I win. You know.
Yeah. For sure.
I've seen people do Wiccan stuff, right? Like because you can like. You can replace.
You can do Wiccan stuff because it's just a ton of 3s, but it's the same problem with Surfer where you're just not drawing Wiccan. Even you're drawing Wiccan even less. Just by shuffling 4 Kangs into your deck.
The super consistency might be like worth it, right? Like you're never like if you do Quicksilver, Domino, and Kang, you're like 100% never gonna not be on curve, right? Like theoretically.
That is true, but it's also like I don't really know what I would do after that. Like you could slot in, like not even you could maybe have Kang as like the only 3.
Yeah, you could.
And then have like Wiccan, Miss Marvel, and then like Legion and just like a good cards deck kind of thing.
Sure. You could have like a really heavy curve, I guess, because you could all your
probably you could probably pull off a really heavy curve with that. I would definitely add like Quinjet E-Tree though. Quinjet E-Tree are just like good 1-drops.
Yeah, 100%. Man. So moving on from Kang, which was after we talk about the patch,
rock scale. You didn't give your rock scale.
My rock scale.
we can't forget our rating system.
Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. I'm so sorry, everybody. I think I'm not as high on Kang as many people are. I think he's a 0. I think he's good, well balanced. I think he's approaching a 1 rock. I think he's perfectly fine where he is. I don't think he's broken. You know, I don't think he's too good. That's what I'm trying to say. You know?
Yeah. As for me, it's really a debate in my head. I feel like we're like still in the hype phase right now, right? It's been like one day. Oh my gosh, bug. It's been
Yeah,
one
it's kind
day,
of the honeymoon phase for King right now.
and I don't like.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like the Agamotto thing. Everyone like at the beginning when Agamotto came out, they was like, "Oh my gosh, he's so good." Wings of Fortune was like, but like Agamotto's fine. Agamotto's so average. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
like nothing. Everyone was so hyped on that card, and it turned out to be perfectly fine. And I feel like the same thing is gonna happen here, where like people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, Kang is gonna be so on the RNG, the high rolls," but like on average, it's just gonna be like a perfectly fine card to play, and that's why I will also give it a 0 on the rock scale. Very very boring. I'm
For sure.
kidding.
That's it. Yeah. And so after the patch, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the new cards. So Warlock is gonna be released next week on Tuesday, and Danger is gonna be released basically tomorrow with the the event that's gonna be coming out.
Or today
Yes.
when our
Deadpool's out.
listeners hear about this.
Or today.
This
Yeah, that's
episode.
true. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I can go ahead and start off. Warlock and Danger. What are my thoughts on the cards? I'm not going to give rock skills on either of these cards. We don't have them out yet. I don't know how they're going to feel. I don't know what decks are going to work in as much. But I know that Warlock is definitely a card that Pixie has been looking forward to quite a lot. I think.
Dude, I'm so excited for this card. I might buy the
Exactly, yeah.
spotlight. That's how excited I am.
Ooh.
Like
He's gonna go.
See, exactly.
the spotlight also does look very good, but like
It does pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you
yeah,
that.
I need a variant for this card.
Yes, for sure. Activate. So Warlock's text is Warlock is a 3/3. Activate for each unspent energy. Give a card in your hand -1 cost. Okay. For each unspent energy, give a card in your hand -1 cost. Okay. I'm a little I don't know how to think of this text. I don't know how to understand it. Because I think it's like if you're let's say you're skipping 5 and you're activating it on 5. Does that mean it takes the energy that you skipped on 5, or is that it takes the energy you skipped on 4? Because I feel like depending on what it means in either situation, it could be very good or very bad kind of situation.
Oh, are you
know?
saying does it stack? That is a good question. I didn't consider that. Like, does it stack all the unspent energy like ever that we had that game, or is
feel
it
like
just
Yeah.
there's no
because
way
it doesn't specify this
right?
turn? That's actually a great question. I wonder if that would work. If just like
Yeah.
any unspent energy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just that turn.
Well, you
though.
could end up doing. I think you could end up doing is skip 1 energy on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, activate it on 5. Then most of the cards in your hand are instead of being like big costs, like really small. Kind of
I'm
There's
gonna
no
actually
way.
ask
There's
a
no
few
way it
people.
like it rolls over like between turns, right? Because that would be crazy. That'd be like the craziest card ever, right?
They haven't
Like,
specified it. And
no,
it might
it's
be
gotta
like one of
the
those
same turn.
ones where it's like a. I hope it's same term. I hope it's like if you skip on 5, you get the and you activate it on 5, it takes the energy that you skipped on 5 and gives it to the cards in your hand. I hope that's how it works.
I'm assuming that's what it is. The lack of specification makes me want to kind of test that out, but I'm like off the bat, I'm assuming it's just that turn. I get -5 cost to random cards.
Okay.
I really hope that is like, and it's not random cards. You can't get hit like infinite 5 times kind of situation. It's every single card in your hand gets -1 cost kind of situation. So,
Oh really?
No.
Is it not just?
No, it's
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it would
think
be
it's
like Gwenpool.
give a card. Oh, give a card. I think give
card,
each
I
card.
think.
Never mind.
No,
It
yeah,
can roll
it
multiple
should be like
times.
Gwenpool, where it's like it can randomly hit. Like, let's say I have like 5 cards in my hand, it could hit 3 of them, and then like it would be like -3 to like 1, and then -2 to, or 1 to each other,
Never mind. Then my opinion on this card has changed quite a lot. Then I thought it was the other thing. I think this card is actually pretty good now. Hold up.
Yeah.
I completely misunderstood the text and I wasn't reading. I'm sorry, guys. Thoughts on the card. I'm not gonna rate him on the rocks because we don't know what he's gonna fit in and how he's gonna work. I think it's gonna be a lot of like turn 6 dump decks. So it's gonna be a lot more combo-ish kind of decks where it's like you have Sunspot, you drop Warlock, skip on 5, dump on 6 kind of situation, you know? So I think that I don't really know how to I don't know how to feel about this card. Like at least with Bastion I could picture him in something. I can't picture Warlock in anything right now. Like I think Pixie could probably give a better opinion on him than I could.
I have
okay.
a few
yeah,
decks.
he definitely has a deck he wants to try him in. I can't give it. I don't know how to feel about this card. So I don't think I'm want to give an opinion on him just yet. I think I'll definitely save my thoughts and what he and my ratings for next week when we do a rating on them. So yeah,
Mhm.
Bro spent 3 minutes saying nothing.
basically.
I definitely I play a specific War Machine Shuri Pixie list a lot. And immediately when I saw this card, I tried to find a way to fit it in, and I think I have. It's really just cutting Kyra. So
Yeah.
I died a tech, but if Mobius doesn't exist, I'm winning the game, kind of thing, because I'm usually dropping Prio with this deck. But the point of it is really, if I'm skipping and I'm playing Pixie, I am probably consistently getting very low cost Infinauts and very low cost Taskmasters, which results in 80 power final turns. So like a 40 power Infinite and a 40 power Taskmaster, or 20 and 20 if I don't draw Shuri. But like I'm a major believer in this card. I think it'll be quite strong for these decks. For specifically She-Hulk decks where you're typically passing energy. Or maybe like hand dump with Black Swan.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if Black Swan makes it so that Warlock can't hit those cards.
I
That
think
would be
it
interesting.
might because
Because like I don't think he would hit a card that's already cost 0.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think okay, so here's what I think. I think this card is like crazy. I think this might genuinely be on the line of like between fair and broken. Like this card just like I'm the first thing I thought of was like Moon Girl, like she hand dump, right? Like Warlock on 3, Moon Girl on 4, you skip 5, and then okay, so you have like your She-Hulks might cost 1, might cost 0, but then everything else in your hand, like especially if like you have a bunch of 1-drops, like the Black Swan, I feel like this is gonna be like the craziest like it's gonna incentivize the craziest like turn 6 all out dump decks. Like I mean, play 10 cards, like not 10 cards.
Those decks are so fun.
Like or like 7 cards.
I love dumping like 50 power on the final turn and being like, "Ha, you can't do nothing about it."
I mean, I will say, yeah, it is the most like dies to Mobius deck in existence, right? Warlock is like, Warlock is begging to be Mobius, like, and I feel
the
that
nice thing about this deck specifically, the War Machine deck that I'm running, it doesn't actually die to Mobius. Like I've won an 8 recently after they played Mobius, and I had a 1 cost Infinite, but I still like win because of the curve that I figured out to still get 40 power cards.
Oh wow.
I
mean,
so thankfully it doesn't die, but if they time it correctly, I probably do lose to Mobius in this deck.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't think I feel like people like rate Mobius a little bit too highly, like as the end all be all. Like I mean, I think there's still a little bit of counterplay, but like Mobius on 5, like against like Warlock, or against if you're skipping 5 and they play Mobius on 5, you're like it's so over. It's like
yeah.
I do think that I think everyone's talking about Pixie, everyone's talking about like She-Hulk, and all that stuff. What I don't hear people talking about is Mr. Negative. I think this card could create a whole new Mr. Negative, or maybe not whole new, but like a adjacent Mr.
Does
Negative
Warlock
archetype.
ignore like 0 cost cards? Is that what you're thinking? Like if you're assuming that Warlock ignores 0 cost cards, which I think he will, because Mr. Fantastic does.
He probably does, right? He probably.
Yeah, because Mr. Fantastic does. He ignores spells, right? If you already hit them.
Yeah.
So that means he should hit the cards that weren't hit by Mr. Negative. Which that could be quite strong.
Yeah, there's that, but there's also like I'm just thinking about like the normal play patterns of Mr. Negative. Sometimes you're just skipping like turns, you're skipping a lot of energy. Like sometimes you don't play a lot, so I think it could bring back like a sunspot like sort of build of Mr. Negative where you just like
interesting.
Like if you don't have Jane Foster, you can just skip turn 5, and then like just rely on top decks plus like your 3 cost score plus like 0 cost Mystique. I think it'll give a lot more consistency to Mr. Negative decks, give it an alternate line, and another alternate line besides like Ravonna, where you don't actually have to have Mr. Negative, and you can like rely on these backup plans. It all still like gets pretty like stomped on by Mobius. Like there's the consistent problem with Mr. Negative is like, dang it, like all of my plans rely on like energy discounting of some sort. But I'm pretty excited for this card personally. I like if we were doing the rock. I mean, okay, we'll leave the rock skill for next episode, but like for this card, but
Mhm.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's real
I can't wait
Yeah,
to play
for
this
sure.
card next week. It's gonna be It's gonna be a week. If you guys run Mobius PSA, if you guys are running Mobius on Warlock week, you are cringe, and I will come for you. I will steal your
I will
cubes.
run. I am running Mobius. I will be
I will
running
leave
Mobius.
on one.
I do
I
not
don't
want to
care.
deal with this card. I will not. I do not want to deal with this. I do not want to deal with it.
If you
And
can't
I do
beat
not.
him,
I
join
hate
him.
negative. I hate,
You know.
No, I am not going to spend 6,000 on this thing. I am not doing that. I am spending stuff on Mad Thinker support. Thank you very much.
good.
That's fair.
Um,
I'm spending 6K on Warlock, and then I'm spending on the bundle to get his spotlight because
How much
that
yeah.
is.
is the
Huh?
is the spotlight? Wait, is it just money? It's not like tokens or anything.
It's a money bundle, and I think it's random. So like, if I get like the $30 one, I'm not buying it. But like, if I get the $10 one, heck yeah. I think it's random. But that side note about the bundle things, I don't like that it's random. I think it should just be like either it's a set amount or you can pick and choose
I don't
which
think
one you
it,
want to pay for.
I don't think it is
Yeah,
random.
But
It
for
is.
yeah,
I think it's like tailored to each specific person in that the second dinner like using an algorithm to best guess how much you're willing to pay. They're
oh,
trying to
so I'll probably get the $10 one.
they're trying to do price discrimination. Um, if
Yeah.
I
anyone
see.
knows that,
Okay, okay,
that's a term in
Oh,
economics.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was just
Yes.
random.
Yeah. It might be. We have no idea. But it
Well, I
probably
mean,
that
like, I'm
algorithm.
assuming that they have some level of competence, but like, sometimes
Mhm.
they love shooting themselves in the foot. So maybe it's
They do.
random.
They do be like that, yeah. So after talking about Warlock, which they're very high on, I don't know how to feel about just quite. We talked about Danger, which is going to be released in Deadpool's Diner. I think it's funny that you could call it the DDD week. It's Deadpool's Diner Danger kind of week. But Danger. Okay, so it's a 4/6 investment into an activate that says destroy an enemy card here with less power. I don't know how to feel about
That could
this
be-
card. It's the same as Warlock.
Oh
That
my
could be
gosh.
funny
All right,
with.
let me start. I'll start here, right?
yeah. I'll have
Okay,
that
okay.
start, yeah.
4/6. Danger is just a mini thing for steps, right? Like it's just miniature thing for steps.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's cheaper than thing, but like obviously it doesn't scale. It has activate, so like there's a bit of a timing restriction with the 4 cost activate. You have to play this on 4 or 5. But this seems like a pretty good card. I mean, like especially with like Jocasta coming up in the future.
Yep.
This feels like one of the cards that secondary design simply just like to fill the packs, so to speak, draft. But this one doesn't feel like it's bad or anything. It just feels like a normal, like decent card. I think this is gonna be like a perfectly fair card that people are like going to use in occasion. Because like the value proposition of Danger is like um the best case scenario is that if you destroy a 5 power
Power
card,
card.
like you destroy their Miss Marble. And in that case, it's like it's a 4/11. Like I mean,
Sarah. You could also kill
you destroy
Sarah.
their Sarah. Yeah. You destroy a valuable target, and I think that's going to be pretty good already. Like there's like you're not just destroying power, you're just destroying part of their game plan. It'll definitely struggle in decks like against Zoo, right, where they're just like, oh, you destroyed my squirrel. And in that case, it'll be pretty bad. But I feel like this is the sort of card where you like pair with other destroy options with like Killmonger. I guess like you could do Killmonger in the lane to destroy the one, so like you can isolate their big card, or like I think it's just better to run Electra right now, given Killmonger's current state. But this feels like a sort of card that you pair with like other destroy them effects, like maybe Negasonic, maybe in Juggernaut, just to make sure like the card that you want to isolate stays isolated. But I like this design. It seems like a nice card. What about you, Pixie?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a fair card. But I think it'll be really strong with Jocasta because that means you're killing 2 cards, and that'll be probably net power that is higher than theirs. So it's pretty good. I'm also wondering if they'll release a card that buffs activates, like +2 power to your activates or something, kind of like how Fantastic Card is, you know. which could just be good, really good for Danger, because then she destroys just better cards. But I think Danger is better than Think First Steps. Even without the scaling, you can scale it yourself with enough investment, and then with the extra triggering of Jocasta, Danger could be quite strong.
Like I could definitely see that happening. I agree. For my thoughts on Danger, okay, if any of you cornballs face me on ladder and destroy my mad thinker with your Danger, I will come and find you. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
But thoughts on thoughts on Danger as a whole. I guess she's interesting. I think she's gonna be better with Jocasta. I do see the idea of her destroying someone's game plan, especially a lower power card. I guess my question is what kind of deck curve does she fit into? Like where does she go? I guess you could see her in an
that's fair.
deck.
I really don't know where she
how
goes
do you
because
curve out with her? Yeah.
you kind of gotta treat her as a 5/6. Since you can activate, she's activating on 5, so you kind of have to slot her in as if it has room for a 5 cost. Because like yes, you're playing it on 4, but you're investing for something to happen on 5. That's usually how I'm starting to see the activates lately, as like just you increase their cost by 1 more.
I do think that if you're thinking about like a place where this could slot, my first thought was Nomura. Danger into Nomura.
Oh, that's fair.
Destroy something bigger.
That's funny.
True.
Yeah, you get an 11 power Danger, and now suddenly their
The world is her oyster.
their Agamotto that they thought
Yeah.
that was safe gets destroyed or something. I can't think of the
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific example, but I don't know. 11 power Danger seems pretty cool. It's still just
Honestly, if we're going with the Nomura route, I feel like Lasher might just be better. Because
Yeah,
Lasher is
Lasher's
just
better.
Lasher might just be
It's
better.
double as
I mean,
I'm not sure though, because you are literally destroying a card. So if it's an ongoing or something, and you have or like an activate and you have priority, it could be pretty strong. But it is much more investment on curve.
I do think he's like still
Yeah, for
play
sure.
Lasher in Nomura decks. Like you don't like remove
Mhm.
Lasher
Yeah.
for Danger. You just play this in addition. Although I do think the more I think about it, I feel like Scarlet Spider's just better in Nomura than Danger, probably.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That
it's
that
just
was just
double
like
what
an option.
power is.
Maybe we could see a return to like hand buff decks. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
like if you
You could, yeah,
think
definitely.
about like bringing this up. In
But at the
power.
same time, Danger needs to be in hand for these buffs to take effect. And if you want her down on 4, and what's her name? Gwenpool's a 4 cost, and Galacta's a 4 cost, it becomes a lot harder to get her big in power. You know, as like you could talk about Vivision, but like we've already said, Vivision is not like the best card of the season by any means. So I definitely think it's gonna be a lot harder to slot her into decks. But I do think that she is fodder for the activate archetype. That is going to be a real archetype with a release of Jocasta for sure. So I guess it's a cool card. At least it isn't like the worst card of the season that's in packs for us. But if I had to rate it on the rock skill, I think I'm a little bit more confident about rating her with the rock skill than I would be with Warlock. I guess she is a 0 bordering a -1 for me. I don't think she's like insane. I don't think she's terrible. So a 0 to -1 is where I'm at with her.
Can we circle back to Warlock really quick? Because I've been looking at his power for a second. I'm like thinking about Jocasta comboing with Warlock, and I'm wondering if Jocasta Warlock being good on its own, but also Jocasta Warlock Cerebro 3 would be an interesting concept.
Bro, they killed
But if you think
Cerebro
about
3
it,
and you're
like,
trying to bring it back already.
well, I know, but they're adding 3 power cards,
Yeah.
so like Jocasta Warlock C3 could be a possibility because you're like you skip on 5 and then drop all of your cards.
on turn 6.
I'll have to contact Jay Walla about
I'll
that
have
one
to
because that could
Yeah.
work.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, I didn't think about it, but it does seem like a possibility. I don't
Jocasta
know.
Warlock also just in general seems like it could be pretty scary.
But like, if you're doing
could
Jocasta
be very
Warlock, I feel like there are better things to be doing than Cerebro. Like, if you're dumping your entire
yeah.
hand on turn 6, like I don't know.
If
For sure.
for Jay Walla in general, I think that would be a cool little C3 deck.
Yeah, for sure. But that's for Jay Walla.
Yeah, that's for Jay Walla. All right.
So you
next
guys
one.
have your ratings on the
ratings,
rock skill
yeah.
for this card. Yes.
I would say 0 to -1 as well. I'm not very high on the card because I wasn't really high on Thing for steps. Thing has been proved fairly strong, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Danger is gonna be enough power to actually do much. If she was a 4/7, I would put her at a 1 or a -1.
Mhm.
Mm,
Um, but right now I think it's like a 0 to a -1 right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
for me, I think it's a little bit strange. I think I am higher on both of these cards than both of you. Danger for me seems like a. I don't think she's bad. I think she's like gonna be pretty okay, like a 0, solid 0, fair card. Like I don't think she's gonna underperform or anything. I think she's gonna perform normally, right? Like,
Yeah.
and Warlock for me would be 2, a 2 on the rock scale. I think
Oh
Warlock.
yeah, no,
That's
I am very
like,
high on Warlock.
Warlock is gonna like
Warlock is a
it's
3.
fantastic for steps.
Warlock is a 3.
3 rocks in the rock seal. That like, three is
What?
like
2.5. 2.5.
okay.
2.5 rocks.
Because
my
3 rocks
gosh.
is like into like broken territory, right? Like that card is so good.
That's
Yeah,
fair. Yeah.
if we're
Okay.
talking about 3 rocks,
Yeah.
we're getting into like original Red Hulk territory, and I don't know about that one
Yeah,
in a
Yeah.
situation.
I don't know how Warlock
But yes,
compares
so
to
after
a 620, 625
that's
type of
fair.
thing.
Yeah. After talking about the new cards, which are Warlock and Danger, we'll talk a little bit more about Warlock next week if you guys will tune in with us. We're gonna talk about Deadpool's Diner. So we are very excited for this one. Deadpool's Diner, for me, I actually remember playing Deadpool's Diner way back when. I haven't played for nearly as long as many people, and I didn't really play like as seriously as I do now. So I remember my initial thoughts on like the thoughts I can remember having back then is like, oh, if I really want to get the rewards behind this event, I really need to grind for it, don't I? And back then, I just wasn't committed to this game as much as I am now. So like now, like definitely, I'm more into like these grindier events for sure. So just looking at like the rewards, different tables that they have, the levels and stuff. I actually think this is a very very well priced event. Like it was really funny because if you were paying attention to team answers, you saw somebody complain like, "Wait, why are the rewards so fair here? It feels so weird, you know? Like why can I buy everything in this event? It feels awkward."
Was this
And
a mistake?
I was this a mistake? Well, why this is I thought that was hilarious, but like it really just goes to show like this is a very fair and balanced event, like I think that the changes they made to like make it less grindy, the changes that they made to gameplay as well are just really good because now you're not going for these insane amount of bubs. Now you're just going for like as many bubs as you feel like you want to put down, and so I think this is a good change to the event. I think the rewards are very good overall. What about you guys? What do you guys think of this event?
I feel like we should like actually
You go first.
explain the differences between Deadpool's Diner version 1 to the they're calling it Deadpool's Diner Grand Reopening.
Yeah, okay.
Uh I don't have the I don't have the full list of changes on me, but from what you can see on the screen, they've gotten rid of like a bunch of the tables. Now there's only 4: waffles, s'mores, spaghetti, and hellburgers. So the climb is no longer nearly as onerous as it was before. You don't have to climb to like 10 different like scaling tables worth of bubs. Now it's only just 4. The way the rate in which you gain bubs I think has also been changed. It's a much more linear scale. You're not going from like I think OG Deadpool's Diner you started at like 200 and then like the final table was like a couple million. Like the
It was
scaling
kind
rate
of
was like
insane.
crazy, and I think that like
Yeah.
contributed. Some people felt like it was like impossible. Like the it felt like so hard to reach that peak, even if it might not have been as like difficult as the numbers implied. They've smoothed that out now. Now like the bubs don't no longer go to those extremes. You only get a reasonable like 20,000. Let's see, Hellsburger required bubs 24,000. Yeah, there's you're not what's it called? You're not betting as much. And the other big change I think the biggest change they made to like the gameplay, the biggest difference with this Deadpool Diner is that um now whenever you snap, you're not raising for your opponent. You're only raising for yourself, right? You're only
Mhm.
raising the amount of bubs that you're betting for yourself. So your opponent, if they don't snap ever, and if they lose, they'll lose like only like the minimum amount, right? Um,
Yeah.
so
And
Mhm.
like
you
For
also
sure.
don't like lose as much as you did before, I believe,
yes.
is what it was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think it's very good. I actually pulled up the community post about this. And basically, it's like we've taken the pressure off so you can focus on the fun. That's like the main thing that they're trying to point out. Now you only ever risk what you raise with number auto doubling on turns 5 and 6. And stakes are truly on the diner. Your opponent's snap raise their sides, and your snap raise only yours. Yada yada kind of situation. And you can snap up to 3 times. And by winning or losing, you fuel progress on plate missions, which can be completed by snapping. Plate missions earn nachos, which is the currency for the new shop, and plate missions also refresh automatically as you complete them. So there's no longer a cooldown like there is with daily missions or like there was with high voltage. Now it's automatically you get new missions as you start completing them, so you can just play endlessly and just get all the rewards on the first day. Honestly, and they said there are big stakes with even bigger flame outs. It's big stakes without the big flame outs is what they're saying. So it's definitely very very interesting change. I'm very happy they've made these changes because thank goodness, it's not as grindy anymore and stuff, and just very happy with the changes overall. So definitely.
Yeah, I'm really high on this new mode. I'm also excited for the rewards that are being released for this. Not like just, oh yeah, cool, new emote, new card, but me specifically, I'm excited for the daily shop rotating because they have in the actual shop itself outside of Deadpool's diner, they there's a rotation of like variants, avatars, emotes, etc. And in Grand Arena, they had a little mini rotating shop that had avatars, variants, and emotes. And I didn't realize that until too late to like get enough fame points or whatever to get what I wanted. And so this time around, I'll be able to get this emote that I've been waiting for quite a while, which is the domino dice roll. To fully commit to that RNG funness.
You know,
But besides that, I am excited for being able to claim everything because there's also like they have 12 borders that you can buy for like 3 different border types. And it's possible to get literally everything and in a day, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, which it's insane. I'm very very happy about this. They've lowered the stakes, made the rewards bigger, made them better, made them easier to get. So this is probably like one of the best events they've done in a while. You could get every single
Mhm.
everything in the first day. It's insane. Like
You
they've
guys
never
should
done this sort of
definitely
thing
play
before.
this. You
oh,
guys should
You
for
need to
sure.
definitely
be
play
playing
this.
this. Yes.
I know I'm gonna fully bling out my decks and gold chains.
Oh, definitely.
But
Mhm.
or red fire.
Ooh. Oh, the mad
I'm
thing
really
here,
excited for
Sentinel.
this game mode.
I do think that they've I feel like at this point they've kind of like perfected the shop formula. Like they seem to be doing the same thing for all of their game modes now, where like there's
Mhm.
like there's a reward track, and
Mhm.
they also have like a shop with like different like with their own like a specific currency. I feel like I think I think it's good that they've like finally settled on this sort of a structure to set up all of their game
Mhm.
modes, because it does seem like the one that is like resonated the best with the players. I personally like really like it. Right, the rewards track makes you feel like you're doing something like just by playing you're earning stuff, and then like the shop, the ability to choose your own personal rewards is like I really like that they've finally settled into like a good system when it comes to their
Oh, for
limited
sure.
time game modes.
Yeah, everyone's very happy about this. This is probably going to be one of the better events they've done in quite a while, especially when you consider high voltage overdrive. We've come a long way since then. Let's be honest.
It hasn't been that long. It's only been like 3 months, right?
Exactly, long way since then.
A long way since. That's because you've only been playing for
Yes,
3 months early. Not
four
only
months.
like 4 months.
4 months. Yes,
Okay.
It has felt
but
like a while though
anyway,
since they released
it
like a
does have
good
felt
game
like a
mode.
while. Yeah.
I feel like
Uh,
Deadpool's Dino was probably the most fun that I've had with a game mode. Grand Arena was also pretty cool, but everything was so expensive that I didn't really play it that much.
mhm.
I do
Yeah.
really like the Deadpool Diner has always been my okay, no, Sanctum Sanctorum has been my favorite game mode, but Deadpool Diner was second place for me, and that's simply for the fact that I can finally press the snap button more than one time. I can go all in every single game. I can go
Mhm.
more than 8. I can go like for let's see on the highest table, 24 going in for 24,000 like
My gosh, dude, that's next level.
for
Yeah,
all those
we
degenerate
always used
gamers
to joke like, "Oh yeah, snap again." Well, now we can,
Now you actually can, yeah.
Now we actually
You
can, and
should.
I'm excited for that.
Yes, snap. Okay, let's be honest, guys. If you aren't snapping 3 or 4 times every single game, you're not doing it right. Let's be honest.
hmm You gotta be
um,
snapping. You gotta be snapping 3 times
the
and winning every match
exactly.
the
so that you can
Xenage
get it
school of thought. The
the
Xenage
first day
school
and
of
never
thought.
play it again.
Exactly. Yes. So now we'll go into
Ooh,
the
this will be fun.
segment Pixie Theory. We are very excited to have Pixie Chef talk about his archetype. So Pixie, without further ado, could you just take it away from us?
Yeah. Let me pull up my own little screenshot as well so that I can look at it myself. So Pixie theory is something that I kind of devolved the phrase into or thought process into on knowing what your possible high rolls could be in your deck. And just as you draw more cards, you are getting more information from your deck to know what you could draw. It's just a nice little thing to keep track of so that you can know what you can snap on, because there are occasionally times where I'm snapping early because I know something will cost cheap. Um, I'm usually not snapping like that, but if that happens, it's really beneficial for cube equity, knowing what Pixie could have given you. And it's really not that hard to keep track of. For me at least, you just need to know what your deck is. So trackers definitely help a lot. Um, and yeah, so I have a screenshot on the slide, and this I took today. This is just a quick little match, and then I'm just gonna run over what cards were changed and how I know what like small information is left in my deck, because we still don't know for sure what the costs were, but I have a very good educated guess on what was in my deck. So Infinite costs 4. I Shuri is still in her deck. So when we played War Machine, I believe I played Pixie when I had War Machine in my hand. So Shuri was the only 4 cost that had shuffled. That means Shuri is shuffled. It's kind of like a reverse psychology. So if you're drawing a 1 cost that costs 6, that's actually good news, because that means you could draw a cheap 6 cost along the way or down the line. I have had a moment today where I drew everything except for my 6 costs, and all of them cost 1. So that was a fun little match against a friend of mine. Keep in mind that costs can shuffle themselves. So if I have Infinite in my deck and he is my only 6 cost, Infinite can still be a 6 cost. It's a little sad inconsistency with Pixie that I have to work around. But you have to keep that in mind when you're looking at your deck and wondering what could cost what. But drawing that 4 cost Infinite told me that Shuri costs either 6, 3, or 1, because those were the only costs left in our deck. And then as I continued to draw, I ended up top decking Hope Summers from the Weapon X facility location change, which told me that was Infinite's cost, and Shuri either costs 3 or 6 still, because we did have, I believe, a She-Hulk in our deck as well, or a Taskmaster. But yeah, it's a nice thing to keep track of. I don't really know how else to explain it except for, as you continue drawing, you can kind of do process of elimination to figure out what your cost could be for better snap equity. But yeah, I'll continue working on improving this Pixie theory for knowing what you draw, but it's all RNG and fun.
Okay, so
And that was Pixie theory. So what else should I talk about? Just the
no,
That's it.
no, I think you gave a pretty good explanation. So to recap, with Pixie, you have to do some like mental tracking that Untapped like isn't gonna do for you. You have to keep track of the odds of the of what cost your cards
Mm-hmm.
can be in deck, right? Um,
Mm.
and you have to kind of factor that into like, okay, how what are the chances that like my top deck is gonna allow me to like win this game, or do my game plan or whatever, right? Um, I do have a question. I think to go back to the first question, what makes a pixie deck a pixie deck? What would you say is the most core aspect of a pixie deck?
I think the best pixie decks don't rely on low costs. If you want you want to build a pixie deck where the high cost cards profit a lot from it, so much so that if you are drawing one like several 6 cost 1 cost, you are not worried about it, because if you're infinite cost 1, you're winning the game. Um and that's really what you want to try and build around, so that you don't have to have Mobius in the deck. If you do need Mobius, that's fine, but I think pixie decks are usually better if you have higher cost cards that profit from low cost enough that your low costs are just pixie fodder, at that point.
Okay, so you would say that a good pixie deck would needs to be able to play without pixie just almost as well as
Hmm.
with pixie, right? Like pixie's just there to
Yes,
like
that as well as the as well as how much the high cost profit from it. That's really important.
to amplify your like high rules, but like you need to make sure that you
Hmm.
have like a good baseline floor. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Mario, what do you have any more questions? Uh-oh, is Mario still there?
Oh, is Mario frozen?
Mario... Oh no, did my co-host disappear into the ether again? And this is not the first
Co-host
time.
got banished. All right, we'll try and finish this without the co-host. The final question: how do you play a pixie deck? That really kind of devolves into pixie theory as well, where you want to know your odds of how of if you should stay. Like if I'm drawing, if somebody snaps me after I play pixie and I know it's not Mobius, and I drew something that costs 6, I'm staying because there's a potential discounted 6 costs in my deck that I could be drawing. Most people would be leaving on that draw, but it's actually a good thing, because you with Magic you can have only 2 cards left in your deck, or 1 card left in your deck or something. And with Nego Destroy 2 into Magic, you're literally drawing everything. So usually you won't be worried unless your like core combo pieces at the bottom of your deck.
Okay.
But yeah.
Would you say I do have this is a question of personal interest of mine. Oh my gosh, he has disappeared into the
Oh,
ether
he's
again.
gone.
He's
He's actually gone.
completely gone. Oh no. Okay, this is actually kind of a little bit scary. But
So what were you asking?
yes, this is a question of personal interest of mine. How would you say a
Mhm.
pixie is similar to Mr. Negative? It, I think
Like
there are a lot of similarities in the sense that like it's you are relying kind of like on high rolls a lot of the time. Like it's a
mhm.
very high roll
Yeah, it's a
pixie
lot of
deck.
it's a lot of like leaving, and uh it's a lot of leaves for sure.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Mario, you okay?
I'm so
What
sorry,
happened?
guys.
It's okay.
So
It's okay.
we have a very big thunderstorm going on outside, and Wi-Fi cut out. So
Oh, you're
Aw.
you're 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 fine. You're fine. We're talking
sorry,
about
guys.
how similar Pixie and Negative are with Snap Equity. I noticed a lot. I did make a high roll Pixie deck once that had like 2 0 costs, 2 1 costs, and then like the Shuri Infinite Taskmaster combo stuff. And I was up like 120 cubes with that deck, but I had like a negative win rate. So it's definitely a Mr. Negative deck where you're leaving if you don't have the thing, and if you do have the thing, you're winning all the cubes. Um, but I feel like Pixie's a little bit more consistent in the aspect, if the deck is built well enough and it's not built just for the high rolls, you can still win without Pixie. And I think that's a little bit stronger than Negative, especially if the decks go above Negative or have a counter to it.
Yeah, I do think
Yeah,
Pixie is more like it's the more fair version of Mr. Negative, I guess you could say.
It's
Um,
ethical negative that people haven't frowned upon yet.
Okay, okay. I think I'm still playing very ethically. I mean, at least I'm not doing tech slap, okay? Like,
When you pull out the Warlock, I think it'll be a little less ethical.
dude, I'm
It's a
so
little bit.
ready to like do some absolute BS with a
It's
Warlock.
so funny though, because it's like, yeah, I have 5-0 costs, but I need more. I need more than that.
It
It's not
isn't
enough.
enough.
You cannot. It's not enough. It's not enough. What if I
Mhm.
started out with Gore and Iron Man in my hand? You know, I would like them to still be
Mhm.
0, and now I can finally do that again.
Yeah, we did make a negative pixie deck once, which was actually
Yes.
pretty good, right? That one was interesting with how the costs shuffled and swapped.
Mm.
Because with Mr. Negative, if your Wasp costs 6 and then Mr. Negative swaps it, it sets Wasp to a 1/6, which is actually like a really strong stat line as just an extra card to play. That as well as what was it? Be sure to not play Pixie after you are playing cards that discount cards in your deck, like Mr. Negative, Fastos, Zabu, Surge, etc. You want to order Pixie first and then Mr. Negative or something like that, because Pixie resets all of the discounts. She doesn't keep any discounts because she sets everything to equal and she doesn't consider any minus costs that were permanent before that.
Yeah, it's Pixie Shuffle's base cons, Mr. Negative, Swamp's current
Current
constant
cost.
power, current constant power.
So if you Mr. Negative first and then Pixie, you will be drawing non-zero cost
Yeah,
cards.
yeah. I will say that Mr. Negative Pixie deck was probably the most successful Mr. Negative deck that I've played recently. I went in a little bit on a downturn. I've recovered from where I was, but like that was the last good deck that I played. I did play like 100 games
Interesting.
of it though, so like I did.
I feel like it just has. I feel like it's just more consistent because it has more lines. Because then you have either Pixie or Negative, and the or both, and then the or both part is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I did have a moment once where I drew a 6-0 Jane, but we don't talk about that.
6-0 Jane.
It was mainly because she cost 0, and then
and then you.
with negative swapping, it turned her into
Oh man.
a 6-0.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
But
man.
Mario, now that you're here, do you have any more questions about Pixie Theory?
Pixie Theory. Honestly, not really. I mean, you went over just a lot of points that I could have asked questions about, and you just answered everything that I think people would have questions about for sure. So, yeah. So no questions from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess that means that we've reached the end of today's episode. Ooh, we did it. We finally got through, even though holy crap, that transition was super like glitchy on my side. I don't know. All right, it works now. It works now. We're having a little bit of technical issues, but I think we got through it all pretty well. Guys, if you enjoyed, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Pixie Chef and his Twitch channel. You don't have a YouTube, do you?
I don't currently. I mean, I have an old one, but I'm not using that for anything Snap related right now.
Okay, but yeah. So, guys, go check out Pixie Chef. Go check out his Twitch. I think most people who listen to this podcast already know who you are, but if you're someone new, thank him for joining us on this episode. Leave a comment as to what you thought of Pixie Theory, what you think of the next card, what do you think the next card, how good they are, what you would rate them on the rock scale. Make sure to subscribe. What else do we need to do? What's the other obligatory YouTube?
And we promise, guys. We'll have a better guest on next time. I'm joking.
Yeah, pull up Dennis. Pull up Dennis next. Just to really overshadow me there.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna have a guest next episode.
This feels like it's turning into like the One Trick Podcast. It's kind of fun.
Podcast. I mean, maybe if that sets us apart.
Maybe.
But
that sets us apart. Yeah.
Yes. Guys, we had a good time. Make sure to. Oh, I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? I completely
Yes.
forgot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So,
thank you,
just let
thank you for
someone
having
say
me.
it.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
thank you so
Appreciate
much
it.
for being here.
Really
Like,
enjoyed
like we said, like, comment, subscribe, and please go ahead and check out Pixie Chef. His Twitch is right there. We'll also link it in the description below. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye bye.
So yeah.